about now? Can everybody hear and see me now? How's the sound quality now? Alrighty. Alright, I apologize for that, guys. It was absolutely pouring right down the street from the office and outside of the office. Been a nasty monsoon season. And actually our internet here at the office was out 1 hour before the show. And we were scrambling to make sure the backup was working. And I don't know what happened. Something flashed or what, but it went down and now we're back up. And if I lose you guys again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to end up just going to my office, which has its own direct internet connection, and which is completely separate from what we use for the show. So if we drop it again, I will run to the other side of the building and go to that, go to my office and film it off of that camera in there. So now that you guys could hear. All right, guys. How about this? Let's see if this is any better here. All right, is this any better? Hopefully this is better. All righty. As long as you guys say the sound is on and working, we will get started. All right, I can hear it on my end. Alrighty, let's get this show on the road because we're long overdue now. Alright guys, welcome to Cappers Nation, your weekly all things sports gambling show. I am your host, Kyle Johnson, coming to you live from Las Vegas, Nevada. Small technical difficulties, we are not over on the studio side. Internet keeps coming in and out, it's nasty here in Vegas. The weather today, right down the street, Eastern and Serene, they showed some cool video of some flooding going on right down the street from the office. I'm sure our parking lot is full, and our feet are going to get wet. So as long as the internet remains, this is on a different internet network than what we run the show off of. So as long as this is good to go, although I keep seeing audio peak warnings, and streaming warnings because the internet flashing or whatever they want to call it. We're going to keep this show going and keep it rolling, and hopefully you guys aren't in Vegas getting pelted by the storm, and if you are, hopefully you're inside like me. So let's get this rolling. We've got some great things to talk about, including some free plays for Major League Baseball, obviously not for today, but for tomorrow. Canadian Football League on the schedule, WNBA, Major League Baseball, and of course our Real Talk segment, as well as our Who to Fade segment. And if you're watching for our Who to Fade segment for Major League Baseball, you've been making money. You didn't make as much money the last couple days before the All-Star break as we normally make, but you were still plus money if you were taking our fade list and fading them. And you know what? I think this week's going to be even bigger and better. So without further ado, let's get this show rolling. This show is brought to you by the fine guys at Cappers Direct, your nation's leading group of handicappers, industry experts, syndicates, and sharps alike. Guys, today it's been a very, very light day here at Cappers Direct. We did not have many plays that we put out. We put out one free play video with one free Major League Baseball play, and believe it or not, it's the only play that we have going on in Major League Baseball for the entire day. We gave away the Chicago Cubs on the money line as a consensus play. We don't have a premium play for Major League Baseball, so hopefully the Cubs come back. I notice they're currently losing 2-1, so hopefully the Cubs will battle back. I have faith that they will, and everybody will get a nice free play winner. Thank you, Nathan. We hope everybody that's pounding our consensus play, and it's our only consensus play that we put out today, so hopefully everybody gets a nice winner on that one. Now, as far as Canadian Football League, we do have the side and the total of that game going on. Let's take a quick gander at that score between the Saskatchewan and Hamilton and see what's going on there. Hamilton is up 14-10. And they got the ball with 9 minutes left in the second. We did give out Saskatchewan plus the 10.5 points and under the total of that game as well to all of our Canadian Football League clients. And we'll talk about Canadian Football League, guys. If you're not betting Canadian Football League, you're absolutely missing out, especially if you're not betting our Canadian Football League. All right, WNBA. We had 2 WNBA plays today going on for all of our WNBA members. We have the total in the New York and Atlanta game, as well as the side in the Las Vegas and the Phoenix game. So 2 WNBA plays, but baseball, guys, is our bread and butter all summer long. And adding WNBA and Canadian Football League, it's just it's like an added bonus. So very, very light day for us, and we're getting ready to pick up full speed ahead tomorrow. And it's going to be a great time, and it's going to make everybody a bunch of money. At least our clients that are with us will be making a nice chunk of change. Now, big announcement for next week's show. Next week's show will not be taking place on Thursday. Unfortunately, I have a prior commitment that I could not get out of for Thursday. Welcome to the show, Scott. So next week's show will air on Tuesday. Same place, same time, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific, except for we're going to go live on Tuesday the 24th. And then after that show, we'll be back as scheduled every Thursday, starting August 2nd. But for August the 26th, that show is going to be moved to Tuesday, August 24th. So hopefully everybody's able to tune in on Tuesday. It's going to be a great show on Tuesday as well. We're trying to get some new and informative guests lined up to come on. I took a lot of your guys' suggestions from last week, and I'll tell you about that later in the program and how we can make this a much better show overall moving forward. Now, I am going to get the quick mumbo-jumbo out of the way. Obviously, this show is brought to you by the guys that I work for at cappersdirect.com. I'm going to tell you about the specials that we've got going on over there, and once I'm done with that, which should only take about a minute, we're going to dive right into the program and start getting you guys the information you need to be a more successful sports bettor between now and next Tuesday. Yes, Nathan, we will have Cappers Nation coming to you multiple times per week. I don't know if it'll be 2 or 3 times per week, but once football starts, you will see Cappers Nation live more than once per week as a full show. We'll have it multiple times per week, and we are currently working on the details of that and making all that good to go. So, the specials this week over at Cappers Direct, guys, and I'm telling you, if you're not betting, we had a great week last week. Everybody made a ton of money from guys that are betting our smaller consensus plays to our bigger premium plays, to our WNBA plays, and to our Canadian Football League that gave out 6 plays and went 5-1 over the course of last week in Canadian football. But as far as our specials going, premium plays, guys, you can get Fridays and Saturdays premium plays for just $100. It's on sale. And matter of fact, they're not on the website yet, but they will be on the website later today. You can get Friday and Saturdays premium plays for just $100. And then you can also get a week. A week has been discounted for everybody that wants to try our premium plays for the week. Down to $500 for the week. It's normally $1,000 a week. It has been knocked down for this show to $500. So all these sales will run until the end of Saturday. Saturday at midnight, these sales are gone. All of them for premium plays, system plays, WNBA, Canadian Football League. So after the premium plays, guys, we've been talking a little bit about our system plays. We're going to talk a little bit more about them later in the program here and in another video for tomorrow. Our system plays start tomorrow, guys. Our system plays had an amazing record last year. They could have been better. We had a couple bad beats, a couple ones that we picked wrong, but they went 55-7 overall for the entire year last year. We only do our system plays in the second half of the year. We don't do them in the first half. We watch the entire first half as far as our system plays go, and they're rock solid, guys. You're not going to lose many of them, and you're going to make some great money. But we'll talk about the system plays later on, and but we've got those on sale that you're going to be able to get 3 days of our system plays. You're going to be able to get Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, and it doesn't matter if, and a lot of you guys may not know how system plays work, and I'll explain that later, but any system plays that we start over the course of those 3 days, we have 2 system plays that are starting tomorrow, and I don't know what we're going to have that's going to start Saturday, or obviously there won't be anything that starts Saturday, but we might have some that start Sunday. If we do, you'll get those as well in their entirety, so your service may run a little bit longer. But you can get 3 days of our system plays for $150, or you can get an entire week of our system plays for $299 on sale to get everybody involved in our system plays. And guys, these are something that you're going to make some great money on. All right, WNBA, it's on sale for the rest of the season. It's normally $600 for the entire season. We've ran some 50% off promos, but the season is winding down. So, you know, well, not winding down, but as the days go by, there's less days of WNBA. So for that, our WNBA is on sale for the rest of the season for $249. And then there's a Canadian Football League. Absolutely money, guys. And I'm going to tell you about Canadian Football League and our record that we've had so far over the course of the last 5 weeks of Canadian Football League. If you're not betting Canadian football, you're absolutely missing out on some easy money each and every single week. All right, you can get there's three games left in Canadian Football League for the rest of the week. We're gonna have about 5 to 6 plays of those 3 games. Okay, so you'll get all of those. Now the deal is you get the rest of the week of our Canadian Football League, which is Friday and Saturday, because there's only 3 games, it's $50. All right? All of these sales will end at midnight on Saturday, and they'll be on the website. As soon as this show is over, they'll be on the website live for you guys to purchase. So last week, we did give a free day of premium plays away to each and every single veteran and active duty military, both here and in anywhere on North America here or in Canada, that called in for our premium plays and talked to me and asked for me. We gave out 103 packages Friday of last week, guys. My voice hurt from talking on the phone. So I talked to 103 active duty and veterans. We gave away 103 packages, and last Friday we went 3-0 on our premium plays. So congratulations to all those veterans and active duty military. Thank you for your service. We're always happy to help you guys out. And, you know, we couldn't do what we do if it wasn't for you guys. So thank you for your service. And thank you guys for calling in. So, with that being said, let's keep this program rolling. We're going to roll right into our Canadian Football League segment, guys. It's Thursday. That means not only are we back live with Cappers Nation, somehow with this weather storm, we're still live, but we're back with another round of Canadian Football League. All right, guys, CFL Week 6 starting today. We already have a game going. There was only one game today. That game is already in progress, so if you missed it, you missed it. And we're going to have some nice money made, hopefully, again this week, just like we've done the previous 5 weeks of Canadian Football League. All right, Week 6 is here. We're absolutely murdering the Canadian Football League. And, guys, overall, we're 21-6. And you know what? Games are great. And if you're not betting our Canadian Football League, I believe I gave you guys 2 free Canadian Football League plays last week in the show, and we went 2-0. Saskatchewan. Is that better, Andrew? 14-7, Brian. I absolutely like it. Love that score. Hey, Jay, thanks for tuning in. So, recap of our Canadian Football League so far this season, guys. It's real easy because we only play 3 to 5, maybe 6 games in a week on a busy week. Week 1, we went a perfect 4-0. Week 2, we had a 4-1 week. Week 3 and Week 4, they were a little off. They both went 4-2 over the course of Week 3 and Week 4. And then last week, Week 5, we went 5-1. We started out 4-0. We went 2-0 on Thursday, 2-0 on Friday, and then 1-1 on Saturday. So, guys, Canadian Football League, we're going to have 5 to 6 extra plays this week because we've got a full slate of 4 games this week. There's 3 games remaining, 1 tomorrow, and then obviously 2 on Saturday. Tonight, Saskatchewan Rough Riders facing off against the Hamilton Tiger Cats. The line on that game was minus 10.5 favoring Hamilton. We gave out the other side. We gave out the dog at plus 10.5 with a total over and under 51.5. We gave the under 51.5. Brian, I have not seen a line on that game yet. Let me check and see. I'm on my computer sitting here in my desk, so I can definitely do other things here that I can't do in the studio. So let me double check. But as of a couple hours ago, there was no line on the Calgary game yet. No line on the Montreal-Calgary game yet, Brian. I expect to see one later tomorrow, afternoonish or early in the evening. I definitely think that we'll see a line on the Calgary game. All right. If you want to get on board the CFL train, the money train here at Cappers Direct, make sure you pick up our CFL package that's on sale. You get Fridays and Saturdays. Every Canadian Football League game that we put out, you guys will get it. Guaranteed to make money, or else we'll keep you going until next week. It's $50. If you've never bet Canadian Football League, like I know, Nathan, you said that you've never bet Canadian football. You know, you don't need to know anything about it. Let us do the work for you. Let us do the work for you, and we'll make you money. Absolutely, Andrew. I think it's going to be a very big line, especially with them being 4-0, and we'll see what happens when that line comes out. When the odds makers put out the line, we've got an idea where we believe it'll be, but we'll see see where that's at. It's definitely going to be a double-digit line, that's for sure. Nathaniel, I get you on the watching it. I don't even watch many sports. I catch myself lately watching it a little more than normal. Matter of fact, I'm trying to put on the Cubs game and multitask. That's the cool thing about doing this show from my office is I can put on the games. So, Cubbies still down 2-1. Top of the fifth, 2 outs, and St. Louis got runners on first and second. So, hopefully they, there we go, get the job done for us. All right, so tomorrow night, guys, Canadian Football League, we got one game, 4:30 Eastern time. It's another early game. Is that Eastern time or Pacific time? Let me double check. I might have wrote it down wrong. But tomorrow, the BC Lions facing off against the Ottawa Red Black. Both teams sitting at 2-2. Should be a good game. And give us another great opportunity to make some money tomorrow. So every day that there's Canadian Football League, guys, I don't bet a lot on Canadian football. I bet anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000 on a game on Canadian football. But when we do bet it, we make some great money. That game tomorrow is at 4:30 p.m. Pacific time, 7:30 Eastern time. And then on Saturday, we've got 2 games. One starting at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 Pacific here in Vegas. The 2-3 Winnipeg Blue Bombers facing off against the 1-3 Toronto team. And then at 9 p.m. Eastern time, 6 Pacific, also 1-3 Montreal facing off against the 4-0 Calgary Stampeders. And that is going to be a pretty high line from what we're expecting. All right? For what we're expecting, we expect it to be a high-line game. And we'll see what happens before we put out that play for all of our Canadian Football League guys. But obviously this show is brought to you by a certain group of individuals and companies that have came on board to sponsor the show. Hopefully they're not too upset that we're not in the studio. And for everybody that's tuning in, we have nasty storms on and off all day here in Vegas. Thunderstorms, lightning, nasty rain, parking lots flooding. And so the internet that we use to do the show in the studio is been spotty. It was actually down an hour before the show. And so we tried it twice there. It keeps going out. So here we are. This is a whole dedicated internet for the office that we use that's completely separated from the show. So let's keep rolling. But first, we do have to give recognition to 100unitpicks.com. Home of the weekly 100-unit pick. You get 1 game a week from them. That's all they put out. However, they put a full money-back guarantee on the game, the outcome of the game, that it wins or it's free. They only play 1 game a week, and they fully guarantee it with their money-back guarantee. So make sure you check them out on their website, www.100unitpicks.com. Their next game is scheduled for Sunday, July 22nd. It is Major League Baseball. And they gave us a coupon code this week for everybody that is new from the show. Each week we've had guys that have gone to them and signed up, which is great. That's why they pay to advertise. But they gave a coupon code for everybody that comes from Cappers Nation that goes to their website, 100unitpicks.com. That's 100unitpicks.com. You can get this week's 100-unit play for 50% off. They normally charge $100 from what I saw. So they're offering it for 50% off, including their money-back guarantee. All you have to do is enter the promo code CAPNATION, CAPNATION. So let's roll through the program, and let's move right into the WNBA segment. And let's keep it rolling because we're running a little bit behind. One thing that I got to point out that I absolutely love, I have 7 dislikes. If you guys dislike this program so much, go somewhere else. If you don't like what we give or what we do, go somewhere else. Now, I'm sure there's some haters and trolls that tune in and are just waiting to chime in. You guys want to stick around because you guys like us so much, by all means, stick around. Doesn't bother me one bit. I actually get a good laugh out of seeing 7 dislikes, and means that we're doing something good here. People want to talk about us all day long and talk trash and make little pot shots. That's good. It means we'll keep doing what we do here at Cappers Direct. And again, guys, if you don't like me or you don't like the show, I don't know why you watch. I don't know why you tune in. So, you know, absolutely, Nathaniel, just tell them capping with the best, fuck the rest, and, you know, it's, absolutely, Nathan, I do agree. I wouldn't be surprised. So, but anyways, enough attention to the dislikes. Keep them coming. It really doesn't matter if you guys hit the dislike button or the, you know, the positive button. The only thing I got to say about it, though, is if you really dislike the show that much, go somewhere else. You're not going to hurt my feelings. So, WNBA, guys, it's in full swing. We're making money. We had a nice week last week with WNBA. We made a little bit of coin. We didn't make as much as we would have liked. However, we were in the positive, and everybody made some money last week. So, we don't play a lot of WNBA plays. But the ones that we play are money in the bank. We have been profitable each and every single week at WNBA, and we're going to continue doing that. All right, guys. The WNBA Season Pass is on sale. It has been lowered. The price now is $249. Remember, that will take effect as soon as the show's over. They'll go in and they'll edit all the specials on the website that we give you guys. And I love the comments. All the specials will be on the website. Absolutely, Nathan. They're tired of hating on Trump, so they got to come somewhere else, right? Now, let's get right into our Major League Baseball segment. This is our longest segment. It's the most informative. It's where we put all of our resources and information for the show we put into our Major League Baseball segment because ultimately that's why you guys are here. And I see the Cubs are now losing 3-1 with bases loaded. And hopefully they get out of this nice little jam they're in. So, Major League Baseball. Who's hot? Who's not? Who should you bet? Who should you not bet? And our favorite, who should you be fading? We're about to give you guys some valuable insight and a few tips today that will definitely make you a more successful sports bettor over the course of the next week. Now, the information that I'm about to give you guys, we base this information not long-term, meaning next week, the week after, the week after, the week after. We go from show to show. So the information that I'm going to give you now is geared between now and next Tuesday's show. Because remember, for everybody that's tuning in that missed the announcement, next week's show will happen live Tuesday. And not Thursday. I have a prior commitment where I will be out of town and not able to do the show live on Thursday, so we're going to do it next Tuesday. So the information we're going to give you is going to be geared, making money between Friday and Tuesday, all right? So over the course of the next 5 days, that's what the information we're giving you is geared towards. And if it's like when we get to our segment where we talk about who to fade, if we only want you to fade against a certain series that they're playing, we will let you know as well. So, if you tuned into last week's show, then again, you were profitable on our fade segment, on our who to fade segment. We continuously put out winning ideas on teams that you should be fading, and if you're listening to those, and you're actually fading them, you're making money. Now, this last week wasn't the best. However, everybody was still profitable. Everybody still should be profitable. We had 11 wins and 14 losses for the teams we told you to fade. That was their record. So, not a lot of profit, but a little bit, and to remain in the green side. All right, last week we said to fade the Blue Jays. They went 1-3 against the Red Sox. There was money in your pocket. We told you to fade the Baltimore Orioles. They went 2-1 against the Texas Rangers. They took a little bit from us. The New York Mets, they went 2-2. They took a little bit of juice from us. The Pirates, they're the ones that hurt us the most. They had a perfect 4-0 since last week's show, and we told you to fade them. They took some change from us. We said to fade the Royals. They went 1-2. We made a little bit of coin there. Then the San Diego Padres. We told you to fade the Padres against the Dodgers on their last game against the Dodgers. And the 3 games they played the Cubs. They went 0-4. We went 4-0. We also said to fade the Detroit Tigers. They went 1-2, which means we went 2-1. So overall, we were 11 wins. Well, they had 11 wins and 14 losses, which gave us 14 wins and 11 losses. Not a lot of profit, but on our fade segment, on a half of a week, actually less than that, a third of a week, we cashed in. So, now, moving to the teams. Now, just because we're going to talk about these teams, let me give the disclaimer out there. Does not necessarily mean we're betting them. Doesn't even mean we like them. All right? Doesn't mean there's no hit. All it basically means is they're on our radar. They could be on our radar for fading, for betting a total overs, unders, run lines. Are they covering the run lines? But we're going to give you guys basic information of these teams leading up to our teams that we're going to fade. So, first team that we're going to talk about this week, and we've been talking about them a lot, is the Chicago Cubs. They're playing right now. They are our free play of the day. They're getting their butts whooped right now at home 3-1. It's still early, and I have faith that they will come back for everybody that bet our free play today. The Cubs are 55-38. They're first in the NL Central. 7-3 in the last 10 games. They are 3-0 since last week's show. Hopefully that trend moves to 4-0. They're 9-1 in their last 10 games. Hopefully that record doesn't change here after today. 6-4 in their last 10 road games. So not only are they absolutely money at home, they're also winning on the road. So as far as runs scored, they've scored 49 runs over the course of the last 10 games. Not a lot, but a decent amount. And they've only given up 38 over the course of 10 games. They're starting a 5-game home series against the St. Louis Cardinals. They started that today with a doubleheader on Saturday. All right, guys. Next on the list that we're going to talk about is the team that's making headwaves with a blockbuster deal yesterday. The Los Angeles Dodgers, the team that I absolutely hate to talk about, hate to bet on. Absolutely love betting against them when we're right, and partially because I grew up in Southern California, and I'm not a fan of any of our Southern California teams. So, with that being said, the LA Dodgers, 53-43. I had to read some of these comments. 53-43. First in the NL West, all by themselves. Guys, we've been talking about the Dodgers and betting the Dodgers for over a month now, from when they were first snapping out of their losing streak, and they started getting hot about 4.5, 5 weeks ago. They were way down in the standings, and here they are in first place all by themselves. All right, we told everybody they were going to do that. We told everybody they were going to bounce back and start winning games, and all it took was for them to start hitting the bat, or hitting the ball with their bat, and their pitchers to start pitching the way Dodger pitchers are supposed to pitch. So, and they're doing all this with Kershaw on the DL, Kershaw not playing very well, coming back, going, and everything else in between. They're 6-4 in their last 10 games. They're still winning, but struggling a little bit. 6-4 in their last 10 home games. However, on the road, they're 7-3 in their last 10 games on the road. All right. 36 runs scored in their last 10 games, so their bats are not cracking. They are not hitting the ball very well. However, their pitching has been lights out. Their defensive play in the field has been lights out. They have given up 28 runs over the course of the last 10 games. They are starting a 10-game road trip. So, while they're 7-3 in their last 10 road games, we're going to see how good the Dodgers play on the road over the course of the next week and a half. They've got a 10-game road trip. They're facing off against the Brewers starting tonight. Then they got the Phillies. Then they got the Braves. And their blockbuster trade yesterday for Manny Machado, who will play shortstop and third base for the Dodgers. So what a pickup for the Dodgers. Now, they're already in first place, so is it going to affect them that much? Ultimately, I think they win the NL West. As much as I'd like to see the Diamondbacks give them a run for their money, I don't think it's going to happen in the regular season. The Dodgers are a much better team overall, and I think they'll get the job done in the West. As far as playoffs go, it's playoffs. Championship teams are made in the playoffs. All right, so as far as blockbuster and how that's going to affect the Dodgers are going to be the Dodgers, and they're going to be in first at the end of the season, regardless of trading for Manny Machado. They're going to be in first. It's just going to, I'm sure he'll help them win more games and probably help them start scoring some more runs. That I would almost be certain of. Sean Roberts. This guy is a tout through and through. Welcome to the show, Sean. I don't believe we've seen you here before, Sean Robertson. Welcome to the program. So, next up on the list, the Atlanta Braves. All right, who will see the Dodgers next week in Atlanta. 52-42, they're second now in the NL East. They're still slumping, guys. We've been talking about the Braves slumping for the last couple weeks. 3-7 in their last 10 games, 4-6 in their last 10 home games, and 5-5 in their last 10 on the road. They've scored a measly 33 runs over the course of the last 10 games, and they've given up 46 as well. In order for the Braves to pick it up, they got to start hitting the ball. If you can't score runs, you're just not going to win games in this league. The way people are hitting and teams are hitting and putting up runs on the scoreboard, sorry, watching the Cubs game. You gotta put up runs on the board in order to win in this league nowadays, and the Braves, plain and simple, their bats are not cracking. Next up, one of the best teams in baseball right now, the Houston Astros, 64-35, first in the AL West. They're 6-4 in their last 10 games, 6-4 in their last 10 home games. They did have a big loss right before the All-Star break, but I'm pretty sure they're going to bounce right back to where they were before, and that's in their winning ways. They're 7-3 in their last 10 games on the road. They've scored 53 runs over the course of the last 10 games while giving up only 39. So Houston is a team that is capable to score 5, 7, 8 runs a game, and their pitching is capable to knock down wins. They've got a stellar bullpen that's able to limit runs and limit collateral damage, and Houston's going to get the job done again. And if you're not betting on Houston over the long haul, you're absolutely missing out. So, St. Louis Cardinals, which is the team the Cubs are playing right now, which we are on the Cubs, and we rode the Cubs against the Padres last week, all 3 games, and Cardinals 48-46, just 2 games above 500. Hopefully, after tonight, that changes. They're third in the NL Central, 5-5 in their last 10 games, 4-6 in their last 10 home games, and then 6-4 on the road. So luckily for them, they're on the road in Chicago, and they've been winning a little more on the road than they've been winning at home. However, we want them to lose, and I got faith that the Cubbies are going to come back for everybody. So, Cardinals have been putting up an average of 5.5 runs per game over the last 10 games. They've scored 55 times over the last 10 games. And they've only given up 51. Not only, it's still a decent amount. But the games that they're winning, they're barely winning. And the games they're losing by a decent amount. So, good news is, Cubs just tied the game. So, for everybody on our free play, let's keep it going. It is now tied 3-3. Let's keep that ball rolling. All right. New to the list, we've talked about them about a month ago. Thought we'd bring them back to get them on your guys' radar because they're always on ours. The Philadelphia Phillies, 53-42, first in the NL East, 5-5 in the last 10 games that they've played. They're on a 2-game losing streak. They're 8-2 in their last 10 home games and 5-5 in their last 10 road games. So the Phillies are one of those teams that is absolutely lights out at home, but they're struggling on the road. So here's the deal. They've only scored 29 runs in their last 10 games. That's not a lot. That's absolutely not a lot of runs. So I don't, expect to see much out of the Phillies as far as them winning unless they start putting more runs up on the scoreboard. Now, the reason why they have been hanging in there, and they are in first in the NL East, is because they're pitching and their bullpen. They've given up 33 runs in their last 10 games. 10 of those 33 runs was in their last game they played against the Marlins. So, while they've only given up 33 runs in 10 games, they've given up 23 in 9 games. So, Phillies bullpen and starting pitching crew has been money, and that's the reason why they're hanging in there. And if they can start hitting the ball and producing runs, watch out, put them on your radar, and keep them on standby to start betting. All right? Now, the Milwaukee Brewers, who are starting a series against the LA Dodgers. Sorry, reading comments and seeing what's going on in the Cubs game. The Milwaukee Brewers, 55-43. They're second in the NL Central, guys. They're 2-8 in their last 10 games. They're on a 6-game losing streak. And unfortunately for the Brewers, I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. Okay? They've got a 3-game series starting against the Dodgers. I absolutely love them against the Dodgers starting tomorrow for the entire series. So, unfortunately for the Brewers, I think their 6-game losing streak is in jeopardy to lose a lot more. Now, I haven't seen what the odds are for a series bet. For everybody that bets online that's able to bet an individual series. But that may be a series where you guys want to go out and bet a series bet on the Dodgers. Depending on what the odds and how high of a juice you're going to get taxed for that might just be money in the bank and a nice easy winner over the course of 3 days for you guys. The Brewers have only scored 41 runs over the course of the last 10 games. They've given up 52 runs over their last 10 games as well. Like I said, they're starting a 3-game series against the LA Dodgers, and their troubles will continue. You've heard it here first. As Nathaniel reports, the Cubs on a sacrifice fly have not only tied the game a few minutes ago, but they just took the lead 4-3. So here's everybody on our free play. Let's finish it strong and keep putting money in your guys' pockets. So, next up on the list, Seattle Mariners. All right. They're 58-39. They've got a nice winning record. 19 games above 500. They're second in the AL West. However, they are slumping, and they are fading fast. All right. Mariners 3-7 in the last 10 games. They're on a 4-game losing streak. And make that 6-3 Cubs. 6-3 Cubs. Free play is so far, looking great. Back to the Mariners, guys. 4-game losing streak. They're 6-4 in their last 10 home games, and they're 5-5 on the road in their last 10 road games. They've only scored 31 runs over the course of the last 10 games. And we've been saying this for a while, that the Mariners are not a high-powered offense. They get their W's because of their pitching. All right? They scored just enough runs to win, and their bullpen keeps them close all game long. Now, they have given up 49 runs in their last 10 games. All right? However, 22 of those runs came in 2 games. So if you take out those 2 games, they've given up 27 runs in 8 games, a little over 3 runs per game, which is barely over what they're scoring on average. I left all my waters in the studio, so I don't want to take a break and run over there and grab them for you guys, or leave you guys. So we will continue here. Boston Red Sox. We talk about the Red Sox each and every single week, and if you guys are not betting the Red Sox, you're missing free money. It's like betting on, the Astros most of the time. Now, we didn't take the Astros in their last game where they were a -4 something and got murdered. I know a lot of people gave that out, but we would never give that out. Boston Red Sox, best team in baseball. I guess it's one of the best teams money can buy besides the New York Yankees and the LA Dodgers. But apparently, the LA Dodgers had enough to buy Manny Machado. Red Sox, 68-30. 38 games above 500 before the All-Star break. They're first in the AL East all by themselves. Red hot. 9-1 in their last 10 games. 9-1 in their last 10 home games. And 8-2 in their last 10 road games. So it doesn't matter if a team's got the Red Sox on the road or they got them at home. You're screwed. You're playing the Red Sox. The Red Sox are going to win. The Red Sox are going to put money in your pocket. And if you're not betting the Red Sox, absolutely missing out. So, they have tallied 73 runs in their last 10 games. This is why they're winning. They're hitting the ball. And they're putting up runs. All right? They're putting runs up on the scoreboard, and that wins games. Now, their pitching has been lights out. They've given up 34 runs over the course of the last 10 games. And they've got a 3-game series against Detroit. And then they've got a 3-game series against Baltimore. So, between now and the next 7 days, if you bet Boston and you don't go 5-1 or better, I'd be shocked. Now, you're going to have to lay a lot of juice to bet them on the money line in order to have a solid winning record like that. They don't always cover the run line. You got to make sure you time them correctly. But the one time you get stung on the money line, all the others will outweigh it. So if you're not betting the Red Sox, you're absolutely going to be missing out on some easy money. Now, the Cleveland Indians. We haven't talked about them in a while, so we decided to bring them back. 52-43. They're first in the AL Central. They're 9 games above 500 entering the second half of the season. They're 4-6 in their last 10 games on a nice little slacking slump. They're 4-6 in their last 10 home games, and the exact opposite, 6-4 in their last 10 road games. They've put up 60 runs in their last 10 games, and that number is very misconceiving, all right? You can really get yourself in a pickle thinking that the Indians are producing runs and they're putting runs on the scoreboard. 29 of those 60 runs, so nearly half of their runs scored in the last 10 games, came in 2 games. So if you take those 29 runs out, that leaves 31 runs scored in just 8 games. All right, so the Indians need to put runs up on the board in order for them to start winning. Now, they've also given up 52 runs as well over the last 10 games, which is a nice average of
5.2 runs. So, Indians, guys, Indians and the over. All right, Indians over has been money in the bank for the last 2 months. If you're not betting the over in the Indians games, you're missing free money. Wilkin Tatsy. I do agree. The money lines, it's fine to play them run lines because they're on the road. The money lines, depending on what they are, especially on the road, they're going to be dulled down just a little bit, but not too much. But we'll see what they are, and as far as our clients go, we'll play it by ear and see what happens. But Red Sox guys, it's money for everybody. Indians, they're money when you're betting the over. Indians over has been money. There's a free play for the next 2 weeks for you guys. Nathan, thanks for asking me again. I did forget. I saw your comment when I was going over something, and I meant to get back to it. Nathan, for everybody that tunes into the archived version, doesn't see the comments, Nathan is asking me if I ever bet the first 5 innings on the money line. Not generally. All right? It is baseball. Anything can happen. However, I like to play, and me personally, I like to play out the entire game if I'm going to make a wager. I'm not an action junkie. I don't need to have more money on a game. I know there's a lot of people that have some great strategies for betting first 5s, especially depending on the pitchers' matchups. However, I'm going to take what we feel is the better team, regardless of what the odds say. And we're going to take them for the entire game, and we're going to let the entire game play out. So, no, I personally don't bet the first 5s. Now, last on the list of teams to discuss before we move to our reading the comments. Last team on the list before we get to our Who to Fade program. The Oakland A's, 55-42, 13 games above 500, just starting the second half of the season. Third in the AL West, 7-3 in their last 10 games. We've been talking about the A's for the last couple weeks now, and making people money with the A's. Our clients have been making money with the A's, and if you're not making money on the A's, it's another team you're missing out on. Just got to time them right, guys. So, 6-4 in their last 10 home games, 7-3 in their last 10 on the road. The A's have put up 48 runs over the course of the last 4 games, 4.8 runs per game per average, as well as only giving up 38 runs over the last 10 games as well. So pitching has been holding them in there, and they're scoring just enough runs to get the job done day in and day out. So let's move. Let me read this comment. Mike and Linda Mueller. On Saturday we did miss our money back guarantee. Everybody had full refunds back to their cards within an hour. Pretty sure we talked about it on Sunday's video as well. But thank you, Mike and Linda Mueller, for tuning in and watching the videos and the shows. The best thing about our guaranteed Saturday play is we always, if we have a loss, which is not very often, but we do, because nobody's perfect, and that's why we put a money-back guarantee on it. But we always bounce back with a nice, solid winner. So to say I'm not looking forward to this Saturday's game, absolutely looking forward to it. It's going to be a great day, that is for sure. So, but yes, hopefully that answered your guys' question. Now, teams that we like to fade, let's get into that so that way we can get to the other stuff and we can send you guys on your way. This is the bread and butter of the show. I know a lot of you guys tune in for just this part of teams that we like to fade over the course of the next week. A lot of these teams have been on there. There are some new teams this week. Some teams like the Blue Jays that have been taken off this week. But we're going to start with number 1. Thank you, Scott, for tuning in. Nathan, I show copies of losing tickets every time I post. I don't just post winning tickets. Hell, last baseball season, I showed a copy of a $100,000 ticket that I bet in the casino that was a loser on the Yankees in the playoffs. So, absolutely, I post copies of winning and losing tickets. They're on the website. We don't post every single day because if you're not a paying subscriber, you're not a paying member, you shouldn't have access to the teams that we're writing on a daily basis. A lot of them might be repetitive day in and day out, and we don't like to give away our trends of who our premium plays are, and it's one of the reasons why we don't post copies of the tickets each and every single day. However, we do it quite often, and I know we do it more than anybody else out there because not many people do. And we'll talk about that here in a little bit. Thanks, Nathaniel, for tuning in. Absolutely, Nathaniel. That's been money in the bank for the last 2 weeks. The Indians over. The over in the Indians game has been money. So, first on the list of teams to fade, the Baltimore Orioles. They've got a 3-game series against the Toronto Blue Jays, and then they move on to the number 1 team in Major League Baseball, the Boston Red Sox. So again, we will be continuing to fade the Orioles, which has been money in the bank for us for a very long time. Then we have the New York Mets. They've got 3 games against the Yankees. So fade the Mets against the Yankees. All right? Next on the list, and they've been here for a while, with the Orioles and the Mets. The Kansas City Royals, they're starting a 3-game series against the Twins. We will be fading the Royals, and we recommend it to you guys to fade the Royals again. The Padres, a lot of people thought that the Padres would hang in against the Cubs. We faded them. They were on our list of teams to fade. They went 0-3 against the Cubs. They are back on the list again with a 3-game series against the Phillies, who we do believe will win that series, if not all 3 games. So, fade the Padres again. All right? The Detroit Tigers are on the list. They've got a 3-game series against the Red Sox. Fade the Tigers. All right, guys. New to the list this week, the St. Louis Cardinals. 5-game series against the Cubs. The Cubs was our free play today, and hopefully they hang on to produce a nice winner for everybody that was able to hammer our free play that we put out. Now they are winning 6-4, and with 2 outs, top of the 6th with a runner on first. So hopefully they get out of the inning and keep pressing forward and give everybody a nice winner. Now, last on the list, and new to our fading list, which, you know, is money in the bank each week. So, the Milwaukee Brewers. Welcome to the fade list, guys. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, Milwaukee, on the list of teams to fade with a 3-game series against the Dodgers. So, while the Brewers are playing the Dodgers, make sure you're fading them. All right? Make sure that you add them to the list of fades. Because fading them against the Dodgers will put money in your pocket. So, those are the 7 teams that are on the that made the cut for this week. Not to say that there's not more that should have been on the list, but those are the key ones that we want you guys to watch out for, or to watch when it comes to fading. So, another company we're going to talk about real quick. This show is brought to you by rcpicks.com. Mr. Robert Connie Jr. Has been winning sports picks for over 20 years. He's got a fully detailed and 100 transparent record on his website that is free and open for everybody to see. Make sure you check out Mr. Connie at rcpicks.com. He's got his daily plays that you can purchase for $4.99 a day. Yes, guys, $4.99 a day. However, it's cheaper if you buy it by the month. I was able to meet with him last week. Very, very interesting guy. We're going to try and get him on the show. Not sure if we'll be able to get him. I think I have a better luck at getting some of the other guests that were recommended on the show, but we're going to definitely try and get Mr. Connie Jr. on the show. He's got a great record. His 10-unit monthly picks are 1-0 for the month of July. He's 18-10 on 5-unit picks, 11-4 on his 3-unit picks, and he's sitting 7-1 at 50% in his smallest 1-unit pick. So make sure you guys check out Mr. Connie Jr. at rcpicks.com. That's R as in Robert, C as in Connie, PICKS.com. If you guys do go over there, let him know that you guys came from here. That way he stays on board with us and he likes what he sees. So I know a handful of you that watch the show and the archive show have tuned in and actually went over there and bought packages from him. So thank you. And he's one of the most affordable, no BS, not going to call you services that are out there. Is anybody else having an issue with the volume? I can hear it on mine. Nathaniel, you might want to hit the volume button up. All right. So that's the list of teams to fade. And, guys, it's going to make everybody some great money again over the course of the next week. I do have a free Major League Baseball play for you guys that we're going to get to you guys here very shortly for tomorrow. Nathaniel, I just did get your text, but everybody else can hear it. So hopefully reboot your YouTube browser and maybe the volume will come back, hopefully. We're going to move right along into the Real Talk segment, and then we're going to get you on board free plays, a free play for tomorrow. Lines are out. We've actually been working on that all day long. Sorry, reading the comments again. They always get me. But one thing that I want to mention to everybody is make sure when you're betting, we have a lot of clients that do this for a living, that bet for a living. But for the most part, 75% of sports bettors are doing this recreationally. You want to make extra money. There's a toy you want to go buy. You want to buy your wife something nice. You want to move into a bigger home. You want to buy a new truck or a new car, or you want to go on vacation. So this message applies to you guys that are trying to get to the next level. Make sure you're betting responsibly. All right? Make sure you bet responsibly and always bet within your means. Don't ever risk something that you can't afford to lose. Don't go put your rent, your baby mama's food money, your mortgage money, your car payment money, your auto insurance. Do not go risk your last dollar, because when that happens, 99 out of 100 times you will lose. It doesn't matter what kind of game it is. You could have a game where you're winning 10-0 and they come back and lose in the 17th inning. So please bet responsibly. Now, another thing, I preach this all the time. I preach it in all of my videos. And people bring up, Nathan brought up, do I ever show copies of losing tickets? Guys, I show copies of tickets on a daily basis. Nathan, if you were a premium play member of mine, you'd have access to my tickets every single day. You'd have my tickets if you wanted them. Now, after a while, a lot of clients stop asking for them because they know I bet. And when you see them so much and so often, just like I know you guys are betting. You guys are paying me for plays, so I know you're betting. And I'm betting as well. So, but to all of my new clients, and I have some clients that have been with me a long time that still like to see them every single day, it gives them confidence to bet the games. Bigger than they normally would. So, make sure you guys are betting with people that actually bet the games. All right, a lot of people will tell you this, that they bet the games and they don't. It's unbelievable the scams that are out there where people just flat out lie to you guys. And it's just like my promise to you guys about not bringing somebody on the show that has a known reputation for lying, cheating, or stealing from you guys. Just won't do it. That any paid advertisers, we're going to vet to the best of our ability to make sure they've got a clean and a solid reputation, that they take care of their clients. And make sure they're not lying to you guys. So make sure, guys, that you bet with somebody that's actually invested in the games. All right? Not somebody who's gambling on your money. All right? When you win, you pay them. Make sure you're betting with somebody who's going to make money regardless if you sign up. That's what you get with us. That's the least that you could expect, from a service that you're dealing with, that they're actually betting the games and they can prove it to you. So make sure you guys do that. Now, next thing that I want to talk about. We did this last week. We took suggestions on who you guys wanted to see on the show for the live version. Now, I have reached out to many of the people that you guys suggested, and some of them we won't bring on the show just because of the promise that I made to you guys, that everybody comes on the show will have a stellar reputation and won't be out to screw you guys over. But I did reach out to about a half dozen guys that I'm willing to have on the show. Each one of them is willing to come on the show, and however, it's going to be something that we're going to have to schedule with them out, a couple weeks out. That way they're prepared for it and not just, thrown to the, hey, next Thursday we're filming. So Nathan, I think that's a great thing. A 10-minute question and answers. Question and answers probably lasts a lot longer than 10 minutes. But I take questions all, throughout the show, so I don't, we don't have to have just a segment, but obviously towards the end, it's a little easier to answer everybody's questions and more of them. So if you guys have questions, feel free to ask away right now. And but guys, you guys gave out some great recommendations. The producer of VSIN, we reached out to him. You guys recommended Jayville. We reached out to him. He will be on the show in a couple of weeks. As well as the other handicappers, a couple here in Vegas that work for Vegas Insider, as well as some East Coast ones. Yes, Nathaniel, do not get bored and bet blackjack online. All right? If you guys haven't realized, the online casino is rigged. All right? You may win a little, but you're going to lose a lot in the long run. So, no online blackjack. Rule number 1 with your sports betting accounts. All right, Brian, that's exactly what I like to see. 21-17 Saskatchewan. I would like to see them, slow down the scoring. It's getting a little close for the total going over. But I love it when we give out a 10.5-point dog and they're winning the game. So hopefully they win outright. It's even better. So any suggestions on who else you guys would like to see on the show? If I didn't acknowledge it last week, you can say it again. I'll make sure I put them down on a list so that way we can reach out. We've got some guys that we're thinking about bringing on the show from Florida to give some East Coast love to some companies on the East Coast. We're not against people on the East Coast, but I'll be honest. Las Vegas is the sports betting capital of the world. There's a reason why the information is here. That's a fact. So, there's a lot more. There's a lot less good than there is bad, as far as services go on the East Coast. So, we definitely vet our East Coast services very, very well before we bring them on, but we do have a couple lined up that will be coming on to talk to you guys and give you guys some more free plays, because that's what I want to do. Is I want to be able to bring on more cappers and more companies to be able to give you guys more free plays, more than just what we put out. So it doesn't matter if it's one of our main competing services. If they're legitimate and they're honest and they ain't out robbing people blind and doing things that they shouldn't be doing, then I'm not opposed to having them on the show. So Nathan, Stephen Smith, and Skip Bayless and Mayweather, they're all going to be on live next Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I won't be there, but they're going to be there live. And remember, next week's show will air on Tuesday. This coming up Tuesday. Thursday is out of the question this week, or next week, sorry. Thursday, the 26th show is going to be moving to Tuesday, the 24th. Due to a prior commitment, there is no way that I can get out of and bring you guys next week's show. So we're going to do it on Tuesday. And yes, Nathan, Jeter and his wife, absolutely. But if you guys want to send us an email, cd@cappersdirect.com, or if you got my cell phone number, you can text me any recommendations. Brian, yes, the guys at Doc Sports. I don't have a problem per se bringing them on the show. But I'm not sure if Doc's kid is going to allow his guys to come onto our show being a competing service or not. But I can reach out to, if you guys have a good reputation, or if any of them have a good reputation that you guys would like to see come on the show, I'm not opposed to bringing them on the show as well. I don't have any issues with the guys at Doc Sports. I'm sure they run a great business over there. But with that being said, before we get you guys on your free play for tomorrow, absolutely, I do have a free play for tomorrow coming. That will be in addition to our normal free play that we give out. Unfortunately, there's no games today, so I can't really just give you guys free play for today. So, but yeah, if you guys want to send me an email or a text or post it in the comment with a recommendation for somebody to come on board the show, absolutely, guys, we would love to look at it and bring them on. Bring them on the show and let them hopefully give you guys something as well. With that being said, I'd like to thank the guys and the companies that make this possible. First of all, everybody over at Cappers Direct, as well as the LVSS group, for putting on Cappers Nation and coming to me 6 months ago about this. I have fun doing it. Sorry it's not in the studio. The nasty weather here in Vegas has caused internet lagging and delays. So Mom didn't pay the Wi-Fi bill for our barracks here. So, but also we need to thank the guys over at Papa Dan's Beef Jerky. Guys, if you haven't tried out Papa Dan's Beef Jerky, make sure you do. Guys, it's unbelievable stuff. Also, Michael over at 100unitpicks.com. Make sure you guys check him out, as well as Mr. Robert Connie Jr. over at rcpicks.com. And remember, guys, 100unitpicks.com, if you enter the promo code CAPNATION, when you check out, you will get 50% off. Brent Musburger is a great suggestion, Brian. We are trying to get him on the show. He is in charge over there at the Vegas Stats and Information Network. So he might be a little hard for us to be able to pull away for what he does over there. We have actually been in contact with VSIN to advertise not only on their website as well as their show. Welcome to the show, Jimmy N. You're just in time for the free play and for us to wrap it up. I agree, Brian. Anybody that's an animal lover is, especially dogs, is a good person. All right, guys. Let's get you on your guys' free play. Let me pull up this information here. All right, let me just check the lines, make sure nothing has changed. It is going to be a run line, the -1.5. San Diego, the Padres facing off against the Philadelphia Phillies. They're in Philadelphia, 7:05 Eastern Time, 4:05 here in Vegas and the rest of the West Coast. The free play, the Phillies -1.5, which is going to be plus money. All right, guys. The Phillies -1.5 is going to be plus 125 for everybody. So make sure you guys hammer it, pound it, make your guys some easy money on the Phillies tomorrow on the run line. David, welcome to the show, bud. Absolutely, buddy. I am absolutely ready for college football. And remember, guys, if you haven't bet our system plays, we've actually gone over the scheduled time for today, but I was going to talk about that. I'll talk about it in the video for tonight. Jimmy, yes, thank you. Canadian football. Tell these guys, Jimmy, Canadian football is money. Each and every single week, guys are making money, and Jimmy is one of our Canadian Football League season pass holders. Sorry to tell your business there, Jimmy. Let's see Saskatchewan. I always butcher that one. Come up with a nice win, and hopefully that game stays under, but it's looking like it's going to go over. We only have 11 points to spare right now. Actually, 10 points for us for a win. And time is running out, and they're scoring fast and furious in the third quarter. So hopefully that scoring slows down in the fourth quarter. But I got a feeling we're going to end up 1-1 today. But we'll make money in Canadian football. But back to the system plays, guys. If you haven't bet our system plays last year, make sure you do it. Make sure you take advantage of that special you can get on 3 days of our system plays for $150, or you can get a week of them for $299. You're guaranteed to make money with our system plays. We don't play a lot of them. We went 55-7. We opened up 62 system plays last year, and we lost 7 of those. And I'm pretty certain we're going to have a better record this year. We had a lot of bad beats last year of those 7 games, and they're money in the bank. And you know what? They're actually right up there with our premium plays on the same level. However, we just don't play a lot of them. They're a system bet where you're actually playing for the entire series. So, for example, if you bet $100 on the first one and we were to lose, that second game of that system, you need to be able to bet $200. Okay? So it does come at a premium as far as juice goes. However, we are successful and we make a ton of money doing it. So if you're a $500 bettor, if you were to drop the first one, you need to be able to bet $1,000 on the second one, or $2,000 on the third one. So make sure you guys jump on board our system plays. They are starting tomorrow, and they're going to put money in your pocket. All right, guys? With that being said, enjoy your free play. Nathaniel, if you missed the free play, it is the Phillies on the run line. Phillies -1.5. It's going to be plus money at plus 125. Sorry, reading the comments. Absolutely, Steven, thank you for tuning in. Glad you liked the show, and absolutely, I can't wait for college football and the NFL. Yeah, Brian, a lot of the public is on Philly tomorrow. Don't fall for the trap that it's a trap game, that just because the public's on it. Remember, the information that you see on like Vegas Insider, as far as where the public is, they put out what they want you to see. Vegas Insider has no idea who's actually going into the casino and betting the games. So Vegas Insider only knows what the casinos report. They don't have to divulge everything. So be careful watching Vegas Insider or Don Best to look and see who's actually on what side of the game. So a lot of that is a trap, and if you don't know, this is where we come into play with our system plays or our consent or our premium plays. is we have access to information general public doesn't as far as where the money is going. A lot of times what you see on Vegas Insider is absolutely incorrect, and it's that way for a reason to make you bet a certain way. Absolutely, Jimmy. Hopefully the game stays under 51 points so we can go 2-0. I am nearly 100% certain Saskatchewan will, if not win the game outright, at least cover the 10.5 points for us. So good luck to everybody. Enjoy your free play on the run line on the Phillies. Remember, any questions, give us a call, 888-561-8923. Again, thank you guys for tuning in this week. And remember, next week's show is going to air on Tuesday, not Thursday. It's going to be Tuesday the 24th, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific. We're going to have another great show, and we're going to give you guys even more free plays. Because that's what I want to do. I want to bring you guys more free plays each and every single week. And next week, I promise I have more free plays and a lot better stuff for you guys. So thank you for tuning in. And sorry it's not in the studio. And hope you guys enjoy the show and make some money. And let's go Cubs tonight. And we'll talk to you guys soon. We'll see you guys in the next video. And watch out, I will go live over the weekend at one point. I will go live over the weekend over one point. And I'll give away a premium play, show everybody that I'm betting. All right, guys? Thanks again, and we'll see you guys all.